Hello guys, it's me, TB Games, back. Yeah, and you might be wondering who I'm looking at right now. It's called His Story. Yeah, my friend Arifblocks made a video. It's called His Story Best Sword Creator. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna steal that for the name. Yeah, because I have no idea what I'm gonna do. His story, so we're just gonna go open his story. And now we'll just be watching a bunch of his shorts. Okay, let's see the first one.
I came home from a work trip, and my girlfriend met me at the door with a blindfold. She got it on before I could look past her. I have a huge surprise for you. She walked me inside, and above me, I could hear our upstairs neighbor's
His YT story. Apparently, I'm opening two devices and looking at my friend's video. Okay, let's continue. Sorry for annoying him. Okay, since I do not
bath running. Then she pulled the blindfold off, and my eyes expanded to the size of the moon. There was a sledgehammer on our couch, and a hole where the wall used to be. What did you do? I made it open concept. I grit my teeth and asked her what that wall was holding up before she took it down, but she waved me off. Babe, walls are just decoration. They don't hold anything up. That's when a crack popped above her head and spidered into a thin line across the ceiling. I grabbed her hand. We need to leave now, but she was already giving me the tour, pointing at empty air. The new couch goes here, and the vending machine goes there. I saw the crack above us split into three, dust snowing into her hair. So I pulled her toward the door, but she pulled me back. I'm thinking of getting a new bathtub, but I don't know where it should go. Then I heard our upstairs neighbor's bathwater running, except it sounded too close. A warm drop landed on my forehead. The ceiling groaned like a sinking ship. I grabbed her waist and dove out the front door as everything came down behind us. The wall my girlfriend broke had been holding the entire bathtub in the apartment above us. When the dust settled, our upstairs neighbor was sitting in his bathtub in our living room, still holding his loofah. My girlfriend peeked past me and tilted her head, and the bathtub goes there. I came home from a work trip.
Okay, next short.
Mom, when is Dad?
Okay, I do not know how much shorts I'm gonna watch.
Me and my sister asked Mom, when is Dad coming home? And she instantly shouted, never, your dad hates us. She picked up the last framed photo of them off the dresser and threw it in the fireplace, crying as it burned. Me and my sister looked at each other and decided we had to go find him. So the next day when Mom went to work, me and Jenny took a 3-hour bus to the town we used to live in. We visited the old park the 4 of us used to go and showed strangers old photos, but couldn't find him. But then Jenny yelled, wait, I think I see Dad. She was pointing at the bar he loved. Me and Jenny instantly sprinted in and started shoving through the crowd, but he wasn't there. We screamed, Dad! Dad! And that's when someone grabbed our shoulder. A man we didn't recognize bent down and smiled. Your dad sent me to come get you. I know exactly where he is. Me and Jenny lit up, and we started following him out back, our hands trembling with excitement as we were about to see our dad. But then we turned into an alley, and 4 grown men instantly surrounded us. My chest went cold, but before I could ask what's going on, the guy from the bar laughed. You kids are so dumb. Now give us your phones and jackets. Our kids need Christmas presents. My legs were shaking. Jenny yelled, no, not until we see our dad. The men laughed. Your dad isn't here, and started reaching for us. My stomach was doing flips as his hand reached inside my pocket, but that's when a fist connected with his face. Dad was here. The guy fell, and Dad punched another man. They all started running, and Dad instantly scooped me and Jenny into a hug. We cried, still shaking in fear. Dad asked what we're doing here, and when we explained everything and how we want our mom and dad back together, he went quiet. 2 hours later, we were back, and Mom's jaw dropped when she came home from work. I want to try again, honey. Dad pulled her into a hug while she sobbed. It's now 6 months later, and there's a new framed photo on the dresser. Me and my sister asked Mom, when is...
Okay, next short.
Giant ash cloud rose. The volcano erupted just outside of town, and I watched as the giant ash cloud rose in the air. My brain short-circuited in fear as the first bit of debris flew in my direction, and I immediately...
I was living next to a volcano. Bro, if I had a choice to live in a next to a volcano, I would immediately run for my life.
ran outside to get in my car. Everyone was already driving away as the smell of black smoke filled the air. But when I yanked open my car door, I felt my neighbor shoving me to the ground. "Sorry, I need this more." He pulled the keys from my hand and got in, and I watched helplessly as my car tore off down the road. My legs buckled as I stood up, and a giant piece of rock flew inches above my head. The smoke...
Okay, I've watched his story before, but I was watching Ninja. I just wanted to watch Ninja. I kind of watched some shorts when I was watching Ninja's YouTube about his story.
Got closer, so I started just running away, but suddenly a man from behind grabbed my shoulder. He started dragging me back towards the direction of the smoke, and my body froze up. I tried to rip free, screaming, "What are you doing?" But he slapped me and kept pulling me towards the ash, his grip tight around my shirt. "Stop fighting me." I watched the other people drive past us in their cars, away from the volcano, while we walked towards it. The heat hit my face, and chunks of rock started slamming into the ground around us. But he didn't slow down for a second. I dug my heels into the ground as hard as I could.
Why are the neighbors so insane?
But he was older and stronger than me, and I couldn't break his grip. Flowing lava reached the street ahead of us, racing in our direction, and I realized we were about to burn alive. But suddenly, the man started entering a code on the side of a building. He dragged me inside, just as the lava reached us, and slammed the door. He doubled over, gasping, and between breaths explained he was a geologist who'd studied this volcano and built this bunker to survive an eruption. When I saw everyone leaving with cars while you were running, I knew I had to help you. He wiped the sweat off his face while my hands shook. The sad truth is, nobody in those cars will make it. That lava moves faster than any car. My body went cold, as I realized if my neighbor never pushed me out of my car, I probably wouldn't be alive. The volcano erupted just outside.
So all your neighbors are dead?
In my wheelchair, I decided to... The escalator broke down with me on it in my wheelchair. I decided
Wait, when did you get a wheelchair, bro? You're supposed to use the elevator.
Stay the night in Walmart, and when employees left, rolled out of my fort of toilet paper. I saw the escalator still moving and immediately got on it, and my heart pounded with excitement as I'd never been on one. But while riding down, I saw the last security guard walking by. My heart froze, because instead of turning around, he switched the power off and walked outside. The escalator stopped midway, leaving me trapped in my wheelchair. I screamed, "Help," but I could see him already getting in his truck through the window. He looked right at me, laughed, then started the engine. I panicked because if I even moved an inch, I'd tumble down the escalator, and then I felt it. I needed to pee. I tried not to focus on it, but that only worsened the pressure in my bladder, and within an hour,
I always keep my... whatever.
Peed myself. It trickled down the escalator, and my heart pounded in shame and anxiety, but at least I'd peed. By the time I heard birds chirping, I was still awake, now hungry, and still stuck in the same spot. The doors opened, and the same security guard walked in alone. He looked up at me, and I felt my face go red in embarrassment as he doubled over laughing. He started walking towards me, and I was just happy I would finally get some help. But as soon as he stepped near me, his foot slipped under my pee that still hadn't dried. He fell
Ew!
hard and landed on the steps, and as he lay there not moving, I saw his phone screen flash. "You can cover the morning by yourself. I'll be in at 8. It was still 4:45. The escalator broke down with me on it in my wheelchair. I was walking past my neighbor's yard when her dog jumped the fence and bit my calf. I screamed as blood ran down my leg while the dog backed off barking with my blood on its mouth. That's when my neighbor came running out, and I felt relieved until she shouted, "What are you doing to my dog? Your dog bit me. Please call the ambulance." She crossed her arms. My poopsie would never, but then she saw the blood on his mouth and her jaw dropped. I thought she would call the ambulance now, but instead she crouched down and wiped the blood with her shirt. "He didn't bite you. You fell, and now you're trying to blame my dog for it." I pointed to my leg. "Please, I'm bleeding bad. I need help." She rolled her eyes and kicked my calf so hard I screamed, but she scoffed. "Stop being dramatic. I know you've never liked my poopsie, and now you're trying to ruin him." She kicked my calf again, and my leg gave out. "Admit you hate him." I started crying. "I don't, I swear. I just need an ambulance." That's when our neighbors started opening their doors one by one, walking towards her yard, and before I could do anything, she screamed, "He's a dog beater. I caught him hurting Poopsie. She's lying. Her your dog, but my neighbor cut me off. I always knew there was something wrong with you. Then a woman knelt by the dog and spoke in a baby voice. Aw, did the bad man scare you, baby? I stood up and put my bloody calf in front of them, begging them to believe me, but my neighbor shoved me away. Nobody's buying your little act. The real victim here is my Poopsie. I was ready to give up, but then her dog lunged for the woman who was petting him, and she fell back screaming. I thought they would finally side with me, but instead she said, "You traumatized him. Now he's scared of all of us." But my blood was dripping onto the sidewalk now. I was about to leave when I saw a Morgan & Morgan billboard across the street. I pulled out my phone and felt hopeful as I called, and when I hung up, I knew I was in safe hands. I was walking past my neighbor's yard when...
Wait, what?
Her dog...
Wait, his story just made a comment. My Poopsie? What kind of name is that? Some people call their dogs Poopsie, I guess. Your story could take an unexpected turn if you're injured. You can check out Morgan & Morgan. The fee is free. Only pay if you win. But I'm goddamn poor. Next short.
I was waiting for the bus in my wheelchair when a hustler flipped a crate and cleaned out the teenager next to me at 3-Card Monte, the game where you have to pick the queen. The teenager panicked and grabbed his head. "Wait, you literally cheated. That was my paycheck and I need it back." But the hustler just smirked. "Better luck next time, sucker." My hands squeezed my wheels because I'd watched his fingers and I knew he'd just ripped that teenager off. "I want to play," I said, unfolding my tray and slapping my cash on it. "You deal here." He laughed and tossed the teenager's pay on the tray. "Sure, sucker number..."
Hey. How are you gonna eat now? No one's gonna pick it up.
2. Easiest money of my day, but his grin died mid-shuffle because the card sat dead level at my eye height. No tilt, no angles, and every trick he had needed a table I wasn't giving him. His fingers started sweating, and he threw faster and faster, and I didn't blink because if I lost, the kid would lose twice. He went for his final swap, and that's when I pinned his wrist to the tray. I pointed with my other hand and yelled, "Open your fist!" He went pale and shook his head. "Let my hand go." So I held his wrist and peeled his fingers back one by one, and there was the queen, folded under his palm in front of everyone. I calmly picked up the cash and started counting. "You can't do that! You cheated!" he screamed, but I handed the cash to the kid and smiled. "Better luck next time, sucker." The kid thanked me for getting his money back, and the hustler folded his crate and whispered, "This isn't over," before running off. I was waiting for the bus
I
and...
thought he was gonna throw it. Wait. I gotta see how long Irish one is. How much shorts did Irish watch?
Today I'm reacting to history videos.
Irish, I can't do that much. I'm tired. I only did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't that enough? You did like 11 and 33 hours. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, next chart.
I was home alone playing Roblox on my mom's laptop when a giant ad popped up. "You won unlimited free Robux. Click to claim." My eyes sparkled as I clicked it, and a chat opened up. A message from a man. "Answer these questions and claim your prize." I leaned in, ready to answer anything. "What's your address? Are you home alone? Any cameras or alarms?" I typed, "My address, just me, and no cameras." Then he asked, "Do you know where your mom keeps her valuables?" And I proudly told him I knew the spot. "You're all set. Your Robux is coming right now." I sat there grinning, thinking about everything I'd buy, when 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang, and I knew it was my unlimited Robux. I flung the door open, but 2 men in black hoodies stepped inside instead. The second the door clicked shut, their friendly smiles vanished. "Where's your mom keep the good stuff, kid?" I noticed the black duffel bags in their hands and hesitated. "Wait, what are the bags for?" But one of them crouched down and grinned. "For your Robux, buddy. Unlimited. Just show us where the valuables are first." So I forgot all about the bags and led them down the hall to claim my prize. But halfway there, one man froze, staring at the corner where a little red light was was blinking. You said there were no cameras. Narts, let's do this quick. The other one nudged me forward. Move fast, and we'll double your Robux. My heart raced as I pushed open my parents' bedroom door and started punching in the code to the safe. But when I glanced up, I saw a gun tucked into one of their waistbands. My legs started shaking, and I realized something was wrong, but it was too late. They were already inside, and the safe clicked open. They pushed past me and entered the safe room as I sat there thinking that this was a bad idea. But the second they started putting things in their bags, a loud alarm blared, and metal bars crashed down, trapping them in the safe, and me on the other side. They threw themselves at the bars. Hey, what's going on? Let us out! But I stood there frozen. No idea how this happened. Then my mom's voice came through the speaker. I have everything on camera. The police are coming, and I'm on my way home. Seconds later, the police flooded in and dragged the men out in handcuffs. Then I heard the front door slam, and I shrieked because I knew I was in trouble. My mom ran to me, took her laptop away, and pointed her finger. Next time, ask me for Robux. My eyes sparkled. So can I still get the Robux? I was home alone playing Roblox.
I don't think you'll get the Robux anymore, bro. Wait, is this video... Bro, I'm already tired.
Our classroom bearded dragon Godzilla hadn't moved all week because his heat lamp was flickering and his water dish was empty.
No.
Our classroom bearded dragon Godzilla hadn't moved all week because his heat lamp was flickering and his water dish was empty. I raised my hand. Mr. Dawson, Godzilla's lamp is still broken and he needs water. He didn't even look up from his desk. I'll get to it. He'd been saying that for 3 days straight, and winter break started tomorrow, so there would be no one checking on Godzilla for 2 full weeks. I clenched my fists, sick of watching him suffer while nobody did anything about it. That's when I decided if nobody else was going to save him, I would. Late that night, I picked the classroom window lock, climbed through, and grabbed Godzilla's tank. It was heavier than I expected, and I'd only made it halfway down the hall when a flashlight hit me from behind. Freeze. I turned around slowly, shaking because I was sure I was about to get in huge trouble. The janitor lowered his light, studying the tank. Then Godzilla curled inside it. Is that the lizard from Mr. Dawson's room? I nodded, my heart slamming so hard I could feel it in my throat. Instead of reaching for his radio, he grabbed the other end of the tank. Let me help you. This thing's heavier than it looks. We carried it out to the parking lot together, and as we loaded it into my car, he tapped the glass. I complained about that lamp myself 3 times. Nobody ever listens to the janitor either. I took Godzilla home and hooked him up with a new heat lamp and a full bowl of water. When school started back up, Mr. Dawson stormed into first period. Furious, the tank was gone. Which one of you took Godzilla? Nobody said a word. Then he glared at me. You were the one complaining about him before break. Was it you? My heart pounded. I don't know what you're talking about. He slammed his hand on his desk hard enough to make the whole class jump. This is theft. I want him back today. Before I could say anything, the janitor appeared in the doorway. Actually, I helped an anonymous student move him because his lamp had been broken for over a month, and I've got the reports to prove it. Mr. Dawson opened his mouth to respond, but the janitor held up his hand to stop him. The principal wants to see you. Now, Mr. Dawson's face went pale as he followed the janitor out, and the whole class turned to stare at me. I just smiled. Wasn't me. Our classroom bearded dragon...
They already know it's you. Yeah. Ouch! Okay, guys. Thank you for 10 subscribers. My goal is to... Wait a minute. Can I actually get more than Arif? Yeah, that's my goal, bruh. That's my new goal. Get more subscribers than Arif. Than Arif Blocks. He has 51 subscribers and 75 videos. Yeah. Now, let me get out of here. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby.